こんにちは、ボスビルホールのブライアンです。今日はオフィスチェアを組み立てていきます。申し訳ありませんが、外の天気はあまり良くありません。雨が降っています。ディーゼルヒーターをつけてこちら側を温めています。では、早速始めましょう。これは少し重くて密度の高い箱です。扱いやすいですが、念のためお伝えしておきます。そして一番上には、付属の工具があります。これがボルトです。次に、このスリップシートを邪魔にならないように外します。これを横に置きます。そして、すべての部品を取り出しましょう。実際には、これをひっくり返さない。
And then there you go. Okay. So, let me get everything unwrapped. So that is your assembly manual. That was a lot. So we're going to keep that all together, and then I'm going to bring you the directions so you can see how to put it together. So that is the cover of the manual, and then it just goes through some basic stuff. Your overlay of parts and how all that goes together. So all the steps. And pretty straightforward. Okay, so step one, I usually call it the octopus or the starfish part of the whole mechanism. So it wants all these pushed together. So pretty easy. And it's got a little bit of a flex to it, so make sure you can spot that screw hole that's there. So pretty easy. So that was step one complete. Step two, we're going to be putting in A5. So A is going to be that corner. And I love it, it comes with a little tool. So that is always a nice feature. So we're getting 5 of those. And you guys got to kind of put some pressure down. And that kind of clicks into place. Okay, so we're getting that one started. I'm just going to put a couple threads in just to tighten that down. Okay, so I'm going to cheat a little bit just to make this video a little more time friendly. But if you're wondering, that's a 5mm on there. Okay. So step 2 complete. Step 3 is going to be installing the casters. Let me get this bag open up. Okay. So just kind of line that up, push down with your thumb like I'm doing. So there you go, nice wheelie base. Then next is going to be inserting the shock or the height adjustment. Simple. Okay, so this is your backrest and step 4, and it looks like it wants these to kind of line up a certain way. These in. So you're taking this piece, and you're pulling that out from the bottom. I guess that's like your lumbar support, and then you're going to be matching that piece up like that. And they're not bi-directional, meaning that you can't throw them onto the other side. So that's going to be how that fits. And then also A. So we're going to put those in. We're starting by hand. Okay, so that's how you have that. And I guess this goes back up in here. So that'll be your lumbar support. Okay, that was the most difficult part so far. It's the back in. So again, adjust that to as you need. Just calling for your shipping box to be used as part of the bench. And I guess let me get this. So the front is labeled on there. So we're gonna set that down like that. And then we are going to put this portion of the seat like so. And then we are going to be able to kind of adjust it like that. So I think I'm going to slightly have this hang over my little table here so you can kind of get a general idea of what we're doing. Okay. And then C bolts and then the D washers. So these parts right here. And we need 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's all of them. And then the washers. So each bolt gets a washer. And then this will fall into place here. And it kind of lines up pretty good. One bolt, another washer. And it looks like I want this to go towards the front. So that is going to be bolting that down into play. Then we're going to do the B, which is basically the last set of bolts. And again, each one gets a washer. So your bottom should look like this when it's complete. And then moving on to the next steps of where we are turning this up onto this part, line a hole up, and then there you go. That is complete. Next, I'm going to lower this down a little bit more. So last but not least are the armrests. So it looks like there is a certain way to put these on, and you can kind of tell. So you got kind of like a easy circle, and then this one kind of has a kind of like a gear configuration, and I assume that's how that's going to go, because that locks really nice into place. And then it looks like you got that little disc part that's going to go here. You're going to line up the bolts, which are going to be your last couple, part B. So I'm going to kind of make it like this, so I can kind of line that up pretty good on the first shot. And then again, we're going to turn this disc until it lines up with the Eller bolt hole. So kind of give you more of a side view of what's going on there. Very good, that's locked. And then you have these decorative caps that you just kind of spin, and you'll feel them kind of find their home in there. Then this last one. So there, that chair is complete. Let's try it out. Anyway, Brian from Garageable Hall with your office chair. And that's a nice feature. You can fold those out of the way, fold them back down, adjustable lumbar. Absolutely awesome. Anyway, thanks for watching, and be safe out there.